Hey everybody, it's Michael from Replica Airguns, and today we've got the T4E distributed by Umarex. This is the HDS, and it is a .68 caliber paintball double barrel shotgun that runs on CO2. So you put the CO2 in the back and you just give it a whack. Haven't really done the full tabletop video for this gun, just basically the preview video. But yeah, we're gonna field test it first. Everyone's been kind of interested in what the actual FPS is. A lot of people say this gun is distributed different places with different FPS. Here in Canada, they may have lowered it a little bit down to 200 on the box. That's what it's claimed. Just because we have certain limitations in terms of feet per second and foot-pounds and all that. So to comply with import, that may be the reason. I don't really know what it's going to shoot at. I'm using these rubber balls. They're probably a little bit heavier than a paintball, so that might bring it down a little bit. So if it is lower than 200 FPS, that's probably why. But I'm not going to shoot paintball rounds here in the sea can. It's just too messy. It's indoor and it's going to cause a big mess, and I don't want to do that. So I do have my eye protection because I have a feeling some of these might come back at me. We're going to just basically, if I get two shots that are very similar in FPS, I'm just going to leave it at that. So I'm going to put it over to the left barrel first and see what kind of FPS we get. And then I'm going to pop it over to this other side. Line it up with the left here. Let's see what happens. Nothing. Nothing happens. Okay, well, it didn't pierce it. I think I know why. I ran the CO2 backwards. I had the CO2 in backwards, so rookie mistake. Hey, what you got to do is you got to push it in. The CO2 has to, the nozzle has to be pointing this way, because when you give it a whack, there we go. What you want to see if I can see this, is you want this to come out, and that wasn't coming out. So we're learning something together here. So basically I had the CO2 with the tip pointed this way. It fits in and it screws in, so I thought it was okay. You have to turn it around, because this little guy, when you give it a whack, it pierces the CO2. So we are ready to go. Learning experience. Sometimes we learn as we go. I thought I read the instructions well enough. Okay, here we go. 180. It's not going that fast. 184. So pretty close to the 200. Like I said, these rounds here, these rubber balls, are going to be slightly heavier than a paintball round. They're just a little heavier. They're just more dense. So yeah, they're not moving that fast. I don't know if you could tune these guys up at all. Like, I really don't. Like I said, we have Canadian import laws that regulate foot-pounds of energy and feet per second. Honestly, I think we could get it up higher, because there's a misconception. I don't want to ramble on about this, but if it's designed to shoot paintball rounds and they're within a certain weight, whatever, like this size or lighter, then they can be over the foot-pound limitation as long as they don't go over the FPS. So if you're using the correct ammo for them and they're under 500 FPS, then they can be over the foot-pound energy. So it needs to go over both limitations for it to be what's considered a regulated firearm. Right now it's an unregulated firearm because it's under this certain threshold. But we could get this, we technically could get this up to 400, 450, even more shooting these rounds, because we're not going over the 500 feet per second, even if it does go over the foot-pound limitation. It has to go over both thresholds. So both foot-pounds and both feet per second, or whatever you want to call it, joules, meters per second. It's got to go over those limitations, both of them, in order for it to become a regulated firearm. So there's no reason why this couldn't shoot a little harder, have a little more CO2 going through it, and still be totally Canadian legal. So that's just a misconception. Even the border guards have trouble comprehending this when you bring it in. You got to show them and explain it. It says must exceed both thresholds. You have to show it on the paperwork, and then they're like, oh, okay, I get it now. All right, so we'll see if it's got any kind of accuracy. I don't know. It looks like we actually hit the paper on the same spot almost both times. So, and it's pretty close. Hopefully I'm going to be getting at least something down there. It's not really like it even has a sight. It's more for just pointing and blasting. All right, let's set up a paper target and see if we can hit it. All right, this portion should go a little smoother. We definitely have the CO2 working. I can see that little pin is pushed out. It's kind of neat. Shows it's got a little red guy there, and it's just sort of, you can't miss it really. You know when there's CO2 ready to go, and it's kind of, I don't know if it's really in the way or not, but it's there. Let's put this on the left side. I really don't have any actual sights on here, so this is just going to be eyeballing it. I'm going to be looking down this little groove in the barrel and see if I can get it to line up. Okay, here we go. Where did that hit? I don't even know. Hopefully we're close enough. That was way to the right. Okay, we're gonna reload this bad boy. Shoot some more rounds. So the left one went way to the left. The right one went way to the right. Oh, pushed it in too far. Don't push it in too far or you'll lose it. Okay, so I'm gonna look down a little different here. I can see it going. That's better. We'll just keep shooting this thing a few times, see if I can kind of zone it in there. I don't think this is gonna hurt anyone too much, to be honest. Might startle them for a second. Well, that one felt like it went a little bit better. It even popped into the page. Almost seems like we're slowing down there, at least on that one. Let's do a couple more. Let's do a double barrel. I'm gonna do a double barrel one. Those ones just went, they looped. I think we're getting low. I don't think there's a lot of shots really with this gun. It's pushing out quite a bit of air. I think we're not even gonna see much happen here, but we'll just, for fun. That was better. So when you shoot too, it really just, it's not going very fast at all. Oh, it's still going pretty good actually. So I'm just gonna keep shooting. I mean, I never get a chance to shoot paintball very often. We're just gonna keep rifling it down. That would hurt. I mean, you can see it's really smacking that page. So we can get quite a few shots here. Just my recommendation is do not do the double barrel option, because it just really just kind of like everything, they're both going about half speed. Yeah, this thing's coming to life here. I'm getting actually pretty good at this. I'm just gonna do a stand-up, like Indiana Jones style. Okay, that's enough. I think I gotta track some of these balls down because they're expensive. They're all over the floor here. All right, we kind of made a mess of that page. I can't really tell you much other than it messed it up, right? So maybe it messed up a person. If you're trying to, like, if they're invading your home and this is all you got, more FPS would be better. Like 400 would really be hauling, and that would, you'd really feel that. And I've heard some other people say that there are like higher FPS, like 400 plus FPS versions of this gun out there. So I'm thinking it's CO2 limited. I'm sure there's people out there who know how to potentially increase the FPS on this guy. I personally don't. I'm not going to tell anybody how, but that's what the old Googles is for, right? You can Google it yourself and see if there's a way to do it. And again, it still wouldn't be illegal. So I'm not telling you to do anything illegal in Canada. And a lot of you guys live in other places around the world where it's totally legal to have higher FPS guns. I don't know where you live. I do know that this can shoot faster in Canada as long as it's under 500 FPS using the typical ammo that's designed for this gun, as long as it doesn't exceed both thresholds. And you can get that, you can get the foot-pound energy up over the limit as long as it's still under the 500 FPS. So keep it around 400 and you're still good to go. And yeah, that would hurt. Anyways, not too bad. I do like this gun. I think it's got some cool features. I like the weight. I like the fact that you can load CO2, and if you do it properly, give it a whack, it's ready to go. You know, so if you do want to use it to, you know, potentially scare an intruder away, I'd be scared if someone's shooting at this at me. But would it stop anyone? Probably not. If they're really serious, probably not. But better than nothing, maybe, right? Okay, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those places. If you're interested in buying it, we do have it in our Canada and US online stores over at replicairguns.ca and replicairguns.us. We also have other products there. Air guns, BB guns, airsoft guns, blank guns, pellet guns, accessories in both of those stores. So if you're in Canada, use the Canada store. If you're in the US, use the US store. All right, thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.